Today is what you may call my birthday, or the day of the year that I incarnated into this experience as Stevie P or Steven Parada. So, I want to talk about the concept of time and calendars and aging and all of that good stuff. Alright, so I've been saying this for a while that time is an illusion, and also aging is a belief program. Okay? So regarding time, it's really a way to measure the progression of events. So there's events that are happening, so time is a way of measuring the rapidity of that progression of events that are happening. So it's a way that we're trying to measure that, trying to put a system on it. And like the one we're using now, it's kind of weird because it doesn't really work. Like we have an international date line where, you could cross it and go into yesterday or cross the other way and go into tomorrow. And then we have time zones and daylight savings time, and we have leap years because our system of time doesn't quite fit into the Earth revolving around the sun, if the heliocentric model is even correct. So it's a kind of an imperfect system, an imperfect measurement of what's going on around us, of the progression of events we're experiencing in this reality. And also, we measure time in a linear fashion, which is weird because everything moves in spirals. Everything is cyclical, and it's never the same. So if you look at galaxies or something, spiral galaxies, they're spiraling, and they're never in the same place. So if you were to map out the Earth's revolution around the sun, or Earth's orbital pattern, it would be more like a spiral than an oval that stays the same, because our solar system is moving, our galaxy is moving, everything's moving. So if you really mapped it out truthfully, it would be more like a spiral. And you see everything moves in cycles, everything spirals. We have cycles of seasons, cycles of days, but it's never the same from day to day. So it's not like a perfect circle, it's spiraling out or inward or something like that. So that's why civilizations like the Mayans, they had calendars that were more like concentric circles. So that seems like it would be a better way to measure time, because we're taking phenomena which are all spiraling and cyclical, and we're forcing it into a linear timeline. So of course you're going to have imperfections, and things aren't going to be as smooth as you would think when you try to squeeze a spiral or a cycle into a linear measurement. But that's a manifestation of being left brain dominant, because the left brain it thinks in linear patterns. So if you're left brain dominant, or if you're a slave to the left brain, everything is going to manifest in a linear fashion. So that's probably why we're measuring time in a linear fashion, while the phenomena we're trying to measure is spiraling and cycling. All right, that's a little tangent. All right, now let's talk about aging a little bit too, it's a topic that's fascinated me for the last few years. And we don't age according to calendars, We age according to biological processes and cellular degradation, or the wear and tear on the cellular level. If you have one person that smokes and eats McDonald's and sits on the couch and has negative emotions at 40 years old, they're going to look far more aged and worn than someone who is eating healthy food, getting outside, doing yoga, being positive, practicing positivity, practicing meditation. That person's going to look way younger at 40 than the other person, because there's going to be less wear and tear on the body. So remember that we don't age according to calendars. We age according to biological processes. And though we don't have control over everything, we have control over a lot. If you look into epigenetics, what you do, your environmental stimuli, what you're eating, your emotional state, that's all causing genes to switch on or off, okay? So another thing that's fascinated me is centenarians, which are people that live to be over 100. And I like studying the commonalities between all of these people. And one of the major factors, like diet, of course, is a big factor, but a lot of it has to do with emotional states too with these people. And there's what they call blue zones of this in places like Sardinia off the coast of Italy, Ikaria off of Greece, in Okinawa, Costa Rica, and I think there might be one more. Those are the blue zones where there's the highest proportion of centenarians out of anywhere in the world. So these people, they're generally happy people. They have a sense of purpose, which is very, very important, because if you have a sense of purpose, you're going to keep going. You know, it's the will to live. You know, that's a phrase. It's a common phrase for a reason, because if you have a will to live, your mind is going to keep your body going. And that's another really deep topic. I could do another whole video on that. Bruce Lipton did some great research on that with the biology of belief. You have the placebo effect, how your mind influences what happens in your body. Your mind can heal diseases through the placebo effect just by believing things. You know, the power of the mind is ridiculous. So if you have a sense of purpose and you're happy and all of that, you are going to be much more healthy and you're going to live longer. And another thing is with these centenarians, interpersonal relationships. So they have a good social life as well. They're community focused. And yeah, so this leads to, you know, me kind of thinking that age is more of a belief program than, you know, something that happens according to calendars. So a lot of people, especially in the US these days, they're like, oh, that's what happens when you get old. Like they have this rigid belief that being old entails, you know, disease, lack of movement, you know, sitting inside, nursing homes. That's a belief. And along with all those processes, like what the mind does to the body, like I just described, with that belief, you're also going to act out things that create that reality. So you're not going to choose healthy foods. You're not going to exercise. You're not going to meditate and things like that. So along with feeding your body negative emotional thoughts, you're going to take actions that create that predetermined belief that you're going to grow old really quick. So I'm really probably convinced, I'm close to being convinced that humans are designed to live way longer than we're living, and we have the capability of doing so. If we both change our diet, change our lifestyle patterns with how we move and things like that, and change our belief system. So we have to get rid of that belief that aging is this, or you're going to die at 75 or whatever. Like I'm thinking that I can go as long as I can go. I'm not having this predetermined amount of years, because time's an illusion anyway. So the possibilities are endless. So I'm gonna keep kicking for as long as it happens, as many progressions of events happens. So that's enough rambling for me today. All right, peace, much love, and one love, baby.